All right, before we get started, I just want to ask, why is it so quiet in here? Why is it so somber? This is a day of joy, a day of celebration. Let it out. Come on. Yeah. And I'm going to ask the graduating class, if you can stand and applaud. I want you to stand up, find your person who's out here in the crowd, because there are about 3 or 4 people for every graduate that's here. So if you can stand up and look and find your family, your friends out there, look at them, give them a round of applause for helping you get here. No one ever gets here alone. And the last thing before I get to this speech, everybody keeps asking me about football. I understand. I know we have people from 39 states, many different countries, but a lot of you are from the Midwest. So I'm going to talk about the NFC North. Let's just start. The Vikings will miss the playoffs this year. The Lions will take a step backwards. The Bears will go to the playoffs for the first time in 5 years. And the Green Bay Packers will not only win the division, they're going to win the Super Bowl. All right, nothing like starting a speech by getting the crowd on your side, right? Huh? But one thing I hope to do today is tell you the truth. In whatever I say, the truth as I see it, the truth as I believe it. And I know that part of the truth is you can't wait for me to wrap up this speech so you can go out with your friends and your family and have a good time and celebrate and drink and do whatever it is, because you have reached this monumental moment. But one thing I want you to do as you go out with your family and friends, I want you to think about something. If you remember nothing else from the speech, as you go forward, notice in life that the most memorable things seem to come in threes. I don't know, there's some magic to it. The universe has it spelled out that way, but it seems as though most memorable things come in threes. Start with the 3 little pigs. You learned that when you were like in kindergarten, and you never forgot it, right? The Jonas Brothers. The Powerpuff Girls. All right, see? You never forget them. Now, look, I can't compete with Bubbles or Buttercup, but I'm going to do my best to channel my inner Blossom and give you just a little bit of knowledge about something or a few things that I believe can truly make a difference in your quality of life and in the gift that you can give to society after leaving here. That's it. Just 3 things you got to remember. The first one, I totally believe in the saying, if you look around and realize you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Your quest for knowledge should be never ending. Don't just put a period on it when you leave here today. Whether you're trying to become better at work, you want to eat a better diet, you want to be a better parent, whatever it is, you should always seek more knowledge. None of us have all the answers, and we never will, no matter how many classes we take, how many degrees we get, how many seminars we go to. There's always more to learn, more people to learn from. Technology is always evolving, and so are we. So should we. I mean, just think, 3 years ago, most of us didn't know anything about artificial intelligence other than what we saw in some science fiction movie. But now, it impacts so many things in our daily lives and has an unlimited capacity to help us going forward. Just because you don't know it, don't be afraid of it. Find a way to turn the unknown into the better known by getting more information. Think back to when you started your studies as an undergraduate. Back then, had you even heard of Zoom? Did you know it even existed? What about Ozempic? Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift didn't even know each other back then. Drake and Kendrick were boys back then, all right? So things change. Life moves fast, things change faster. Never sit on your laurels and think you've got it all figured out. Yes, Northwestern has provided you a foundation, a fantastic foundation to gather knowledge. But that foundation should just be the building blocks as you add to that throughout your lifetime. And I don't just mean studying. I'm talking about experiencing. As you go forward and you get out into the real world, join a group that has similar interests that you do from a business standpoint, from a personal standpoint. Go to professional seminars. Listen to people that you want to hear, and not just the how to do things, Listen to how not to do things and the mistakes that they made. Become a part of a social group, whether it's just a book club or playing trivia night. Learn an instrument. I mean, the examples are endless, but go out there and constantly seek knowledge. You have to continually find ways to challenge yourself throughout life. Seek out ways to make yourself be uncomfortable. You've got to learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Make yourself vulnerable. Read more. Talk to more people. Travel the world. Get that out of your face. All right, travel the world. You know, I've been to 96 countries now, and when you travel the world, yes, you learn about different people and different cultures and the way they get through life on a daily basis, but you learn more about yourself and who you are in uncomfortable situations. When you can't read the signs or order breakfast, little things like that. And I think that's important, because the more you learn about you, the better you will be, and the better you will be for society. Secondly, understand what matters to others. Understand what matters to others. Yes, self-preservation and self-interest, those are the things that keep us alive since the dawn of time. But as far as relationships, understanding one another is what allows us to thrive. And that applies to our professional lives and our personal lives. Life is not a zero-sum game, no matter what people tell you, and success isn't a zero-sum game either. Just because someone else benefits doesn't mean you're going to lose. In fact, I would argue that the more that you give, the more you get. And this is not just some idealistic, empathetic, psychobabble, California BS. It can be real, no matter what application you use it in, your personal life, your private life, your professional life. I mean, think about it. You have a heart-tugging day volunteering at a daycare center, at a food shelter. You understand that, okay, I'm bringing a smile to someone's face that probably needs a smile right now. And you understand that this means something to other people. But I think that people forget that when it comes to either business or any type of relationship where you're negotiating back and forth. And that includes marriage, boyfriends, girlfriends, friends. I mean, we all negotiate on a regular daily basis. Any type of negotiated communication can benefit from understanding what the other person matters, or what matters to the other person. Instead of approaching things with, how can I win this? Think of, what matters to this person across from me? What do they want to get out of this? One of the best examples I've heard came from a guy, he's a divorce lawyer. He's on TikTok. His name is James Sexton. We had him on our morning show. And believe it or not, he spends his time on TikTok trying to give people reasons not to get divorced, even though he's a divorce lawyer. Because he's seen the pitfalls and the mistakes that people make and how they get in their corner and don't negotiate and don't try to get things straightened out before they get to him as a divorce lawyer. And that doesn't just apply to him in divorce. He thinks it applies on a day-to-day basis. And the example that he used was something he calls the problem of the lemon. Okay, think of it this way. You have two people, one lemon, and they both want the lemon. How do you settle that? Two people, one lemon, they both want it. Yell out some answers. How do you think you settle that? The majority of people say cut it in half. And I'm assuming you say that because then you think, okay, they will each get part of what they want, but not everything. And that way both sides will be equally satisfied and unsatisfied. Think of it this way. What if one person wanted the juice to make lemonade and the other wanted the rind to bake? They both could have had 100% of what they wanted had they simply stopped and thought what matters to the other person. Ask that person what matters to them. You'll find out. There are ways that you can do this simply by just not always thinking, I want, I want, I want. You're not a toddler. It's incredibly beneficial to look at the other side and try and understand the world from their perspective. Your own wants and desires do matter, but it matters that you also see the world through someone else's eyes and understand their wants and needs. Jimmy Johnson's on our show. He's the old football coach, won 2 Super Bowls with the Dallas Cowboys. He's been on our show from day one. And yes, he won those 2 Super Bowls, but he's a great guy, full of stories. And one of my favorite stories that has had the biggest impact on me that he shared with me goes back to when he was in college as an assistant coach at the University of Oklahoma. They had a recruiter who brought in football players from all over the country, all-American players. Oklahoma, one of the top programs in the country. They won championships. This guy's name was Wendell Mosley. One day, Wendell goes to Jimmy, who's an assistant coach at that time, and says, "Coach, I need you to do me a favor." He says, "What?" He says, "You know I'm not on the sideline with a headset like all the other coaches on the weekends, right?" Jimmy goes, "Yes, that's not really your role. You're a recruiter." He goes, "Well, I need you to go to the head coach, Chuck Fairbanks at the time, and ask him if this Saturday I can be on the sideline with a headset on." And Jimmy goes, "Why would you, what difference does it make?" He says, "All my family and friends, I've been telling them how vital I am to this program. I bring in all-American players, but they don't see me on the sideline with a headset on, so they think I'm lying to them, that it's BS. Jimmy says, "Okay, I'll go talk to the head coach." So Jimmy goes to the head coach, Chuck Fairbanks, tells him the story about Wendell wanting a headset and why. Coach Fairbanks says, "Let me talk to Wendell." He goes to Wendell Mosley. Wendell explains the story to him. And the head coach, remember this is back before wireless technology, but the head coach tells him, "All right, look, Wendell, here's the problem. We have the earphones and the headset that we can give you, but we don't have enough of the walkie-talkies that you can plug the cord in, so you won't be able to communicate with us." Wendell says, "Hey, no problem, I'll take the cord and I'll stick it in my back pocket. Nobody's gonna know the difference." The coach says, "Are you serious?" He goes, "Yeah." Coach Fairbanks thought about it for a second. He said, "Okay, no problem." Now, on the surface, you would think that the coach would say no. That's just silly. It's selfish. It's egotistical. Why? But Coach Fairbanks looked at the other side. He realized that what mattered to Wendell was being seen on the sideline with a headset in front of his family and friends. Wendell brought in the best players in the country that helped this coach win championships. So what matters to Wendell is good for the program and good for the head coach. You can both win. Wendell got the headset, stuck the cord in his back pocket, and they gave him a hard time, and for the rest of his career, he was known as Deadhead Mosley because his headset went nowhere. But he got what he wanted, and the coach got what he wanted. You can both be successful if you understand what the people that you're talking to want, what matters to them. And finally, no matter what you do in life, over-prepare and let go. Over-prepare and let go. Now, this one I saw in an Axios newsletter because I'm still trying to get knowledge every day and learn as much as I can. But it really encapsulates a lot of what I believe. For years, I've said, do your homework and enjoy life. Or trust what I like to call informed instinct. That's where you gather all the information you can and then trust that you will make the right decision at the right time. But Randy hit it right on the head. Over-prepare and let go. To me, the beauty is in the letting go, in enjoying the ride, in taking the journey. And the only way you can truly enjoy the journey and see everything there is to see is if you're over-prepared and not worried about the little things. I think on a daily basis, we're all so concerned about the minutia of life, about the turn-by-turn directions, about missing a step. If you over-prepare and see the big picture, you can be in the car and know 50 miles from now, I've got to get off and exit 92. So in the meantime, I'm going to look at the Dairy Queen and the cornfields and all the stuff that you see when you drive through the Midwest. You can enjoy the journey. You can sit back, relax, and take it all in. If you're over-prepared, you make the journey worthwhile because you're not worried about the little things. People say to me, you guys on Fox NFL Sunday look like you're having so much fun. It's me, Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, Michael Strahan, Jimmy Johnson, who's retiring, and Rob Gronkowski. But we have fun because we're all prepared, individually and as a group. So that when we start talking about the Bears and the Packers, and Terry Bradshaw gets off on a story about a horse and a cow, we're able to eventually have fun with him, have a good time, but we get it back to where we need to because we know the end of the road and how to get there. We are prepared. Don't confuse preparation with planning. Planning is when you lay out the roadmap. Preparation allows you to adapt to where the road takes you because you're going to get some detours along the way, whether it's in a conversation with someone or whether it's physically on a road. There's a big difference between unplanned and being unprepared. Your prepared response to the unplanned, unexpected moments is what will put you ahead of the game in life. The years that you've spent getting to this point, into this building, physically in this moment, getting ready to walk across this stage and claim the degree that you have earned with your blood, sweat, and tears. Look, it's proof that you've done the homework. You're prepared for life. Thanks to Northwestern, you're over-prepared for life. Remember, as you go on this journey, surround yourself with smart people, understand what matters to others, now just let go. Thank you.